Weston Moss. It's the left-handed hitting Jacob Devaney. Here's our St. Joseph Health first pitch. That is a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Moss's other career start was against Air Force, a run on 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, inning and 2/3 in the 15-5 win. At the knees for a strike. It's 0-2.
Good numbers on the radar gun early for Weston Moss. A pair of fastballs at 94 miles an hour should set him up to throw that power change to these left-handed hitters.
Fouled into the net off to the left. That will land Aggie on deck circle. 330 down the lines, 375 to the alleys, 400 to dead center. The winds out of the south-southeast at 15 miles an hour. We start at 90 degrees, partly cloudy skies. That is the Pool Guys weather reports. 2 strikes on Devaney leading off for Rice. Fastball away, ball and 2 strikes. Visit the Pool Guys Pool Store off William D. Fitch next to the HEB at Tower Points.
Well, as muggy as it is, feels like I jumped into a pool already.
1-2. Line to right field. Braden Montgomery shy of the warning track. Devaney outs, 1 away.
Yeah, it looked like a little slider that elevated probably more than Moss wanted to, but because the fastball had such good life on it early, you could see Devaney start his move with the baseball early and try to slow himself down just to make contact.
Ben Dukes the batter, another lefty. Pitch from Moss. Fastball, tad high, 1 ball and no strikes to count to Dukes. 327 is what he's hitting. He's 12th in the American Athletic Conference, hitting 385 in conference play. 1-0. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes.
He's the only guy in the Rice Owl order today that starts over 300. In fact, the next closest to him, I believe, is 286.
Rank on deck, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 2-0, count to Dukes. Fly ball into center field where Jace LaViolette retreats a couple of steps. Camps under. 2 fly balls, 2 outs here in the top of the first. And that will bring up Trayton Rank. 286 overall, 349 in AAC play. 13 doubles for Rank.
We were talking to the Rice broadcast team to our right, and they were encouraged by the way the Owls have played in recent weeks, and that was something I like to hear as a fan of baseball, college baseball in this state.
Fastball blazes for a strike. It's 0-1.
I think the state of baseball in Texas is better when programs like Rice, Houston, and Baylor are better.
Grahovac a step beyond the bag at third. Now he'll back up in a righty-righty matchup. Change is chopped foul third base side past Jose Cruz Jr., who coaches third. Across the diamond, Justin Aspergren coaches first. 3rd season for Jose Cruz Jr. He played here from 93 to 95 and was 6-5 against the Aggies in his career. 2 strikes on Rank. 2 down, bases empty. The pitch from Moss stayed up high. That's one of the sliders that he possesses. A ball and 2 strikes to Rank.
Yeah, that's a pitch that he's been continuing to work on the shape of that one with Max Wiener. Not as tight as he probably wanted it.
1-2. That one misses away.
That one was better. That one was sharper. And that's what Max Wiener will do. He saw he missed command with it, missed feel with it on the pitch before. Let's call it again and see if he can fix it right then.
2-2 now to Trayton Rank. Pitch. Fastball down and away. Count runs full to Rank. Transfer from Florida State is Rank. Two down, the bases are empty. A 3-ball, 2-strike count to Trayton Rank here in the top of the first. The pitch from Weston Moss. In on the hands. Fights that off to his right. Into the net. Still 3-2.
So early on, the fastball's had good life to it, and it's been to good areas of the plate, but I don't like the height of some of them, right? And that's, you know, we're talking 3 or 4 inches, but it makes a huge difference in the way it presents to a hitter.
Count full, 2 down, bases empty. Pitch from Moss. In on the hands, down the right field line. Braden Montgomery is over. Makes the running grab in foul territory. It's a 1-2-3. Top of the first. 6 homers, 17 driven in, and he has scored 22 runs. Grahovac went 5 for 16 in that series, and now the communication device not working for right-hander Mauricio Rodriguez. So pitching coach Parker Bangs heads to the mound.
I don't know if I've ever seen a meeting happen before. I know
No.
it's all this communication stuff, but yeah, Rodriguez on the mound last year against the Aggies at Minute Maid in that Shriners College Classic. I remember the Aggies having that success you talked about against them, and
13-1 win.
yeah, and that was a really good night for that Aggie offense last year. That certainly wasn't as dynamic as this group, but that doesn't mean one thing today.
Here's Grahovac. Righty-righty matchup with Rodriguez. And the first pitch is a fastball for a strike. The fastball is going to be around 93, and it's a two-seam. He also throws a slider and a change, and for the most part, Rodriguez this season has had success with the off-speed stuff. The 0-1. Inside, Grahovac leans back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I nearly got him there.
Yeah. He's on this current 15-game hitting streak, which ties Jackson Appel. He had a 6-game hitting streak before that. In on the hands, and that's chopped above Braden Montgomery in the Aggie dugout, 1 and 2. So hits in 21 of his last 22. He went 0 for 5 on a Sunday against South Carolina. He was 12 for 31 in that 6-game hitting streak. That's why he's hitting .330 in his freshman season. Fly ball into center field. Drifting back is Dukes. Drifting back is Dukes, and running out of room is Dukes as Gavin Grahovac leads off the bottom of the first with his 18th home run of the season.
It's good to come back home and hear that rattling ball early on, isn't it, Andrew Monaco?
Absolutely, Brawny. Number 18 for Grahovac. And Gavin, who hit the 3-run home run in the 9-run 5th on Sunday. Brawny, he doesn't miss this one.
Yeah, and it was really a mislocation by Rodriguez, and you can't do that to this Aggie lineup at any spot, but especially those top 3.
Leadoff Bubbles. Here's Jace Laviolette. 6-game hitting streak for Jace that he kept alive with the home run in the 9th against LSU on Sunday. 5 homers, 11 driven in his last 6 games. He not only has a 6-game hitting streak, he's got a 6-game RBI streak.
Yeah, and quietly kind of has surged to the front of the team lead in home runs, and nationally, I believe, is now alone in 3rd or 4th, maybe.
1-1 to Jace, down and away. 25 home runs for Jace, 21 last year as a freshman.
His next one will tie the legendary John Byington for 3rd all-time.
The lefty Laviolette facing the righty Rodriguez. Fastball on the outside corner. It ran away from the lefty for a strike. It's 2-2. Rodriguez, 12th appearance, first start of the season. 3 on the right side for Rice. And the third baseman Motley moves to shortstop. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
It's a really good pitch. After the fastball away that Jace didn't like the call on, he kind of went back to that area of the plate, and where Jace has gotten some swing and miss in the last week or so is on those fastballs that are around the belly button, between his belly button and sternum, and he wants to move at them because he'll catch them. He'll catch them every now and then, right? Like the one that he did in that last at bat at LSU was in that same region.
Here's Braden Montgomery, first pitch, misses away. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Braden. 3:39 now. He's 0 for his last 15. This is his longest hitless stretch at Texas A&M.
Probably in his life.
I'm thinking the same thing. Keeping 3 on the right side of the infield is Rice. High and away. Slider that wouldn't slide. 2 balls and no strikes.
And he was really unlucky on some of these at-bats in Baton Rouge where he had a 107-mile-an-hour ball to the deepest part of the ballpark. He hit a really sharp ground ball that they booted.
2-0 the count to Montgomery, the switch hitter batting left against the righty Rodriguez. That is drilled to left field. That is gone. Oppo for Braden Montgomery. The Braden bomb to left makes it 2-0 Texas A&M.
He's just too good. And I wrote it this weekend, Germanico. The people that were probably more frustrated with Braden Montgomery's struggles were Jose Cruz Jr. and Mike Bianco at Ole Miss.
I totally agree.
And
Jay
so
Johnson's like, he's your problem now.
Right, it's gonna happen at some point, and he's just too good to keep down for too long.
Home run number 24, now 74 driven in.
And that's a fantastic swing. It's a fastball away, almost the same one that got Jace the at-bat before, and he stays on it, rides it out to left center.
Here's Jackson Appel. He first pitch swinging, he lifts that over the Aggie dugout third base side.
You know, we haven't seen Gavin, Jason, Braden go back to back to back yet.
You ready for it?
I mean, because we haven't seen it happen, don't you think it's going to happen at some point?
Yes, I do. Swing and a miss. Bottom dropped out of that one.
That was the best pitch Rodriguez has thrown the entire inning. He wrapped a little short slider around the back foot of Jackson Appel there and got a swing and miss.
So now the 1-2-3 part of this order has driven in 195 of the 427 runs. RBIs for this team. Dribbler to the mound. Appel is retired for out number 2. That's why we say it's our 44 Farms meat of the order. 44 Farms invites you to enjoy premium all-natural Angus beef by visiting 44farms.com. 44 Farms is the official beef of Texas A&M Athletics.
Can I make a call here with Hayden Schott coming to the plate?
Yeah.
So much like a couple of weeks ago, we talked a lot about, hey, there's another power surge coming from Teddy Burton.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff, I think, even brought that up to you as well. I think there's one for Hayden Schott between now and the end of the season.
First pitch fastball inside corner at the knees.
He nearly ran a ball out in Baton Rouge to left center that ended up being a triple.
Yeah.
But you just go look at his career and as hard of contact as he makes, like there's going to be some more balls that fly out of the ballpark.
0-1. Slider away. A ball and a strike. He's got 6 home runs. What you're talking about, Appel now with 9, Burton now with 9, and you said you could see double figures easily for both those guys.
Oh, I mean, Hayden could go a weekend where he hits 2 or 3 and get you right back in that double-digit conversation.
Ted Burton not in the lineup again today. A chance for him to rest before Friday at Ole Miss. The other way, foul. 1-2 the count to the left-handed hitting Hayden Schott.
And look, I'm not trying to be critical of the year that Hayden's had. He's been fantastic. 324, 6 homers, and 47 RBI. A lot of extra base hits mixed in there as well. It's just, you know how hard he hits the ball. So it's just almost like a math equation.
1-2. Away with a fastball, 2-2. They play him to pull on the right side. And then the shortstop, Rydell, is up the middle, giving him that 6-hole right there on the left side, which Hayden can easily roll a ball through. Outfield straight away. 2-2 the count to Schott, 2 down, bases empty. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. But
pitch, the way the ball, like that's as good of a swing, and it's like he got back home and went right back to work to get himself right back on the baseball. It was, I mean, if you're an A&M fan and you're looking like, okay, we got to get Braden going before we go to Ole Miss, you couldn't have asked for anything else. Whatever happens tonight, you got that swing out of Braden Montgomery.
First pitch slider's a strike by Weston Moss. Second pitch to Rydell is the change. That's a strike as well. It's 0-2.
This is the one guy in the Rice lineup that's got a little thunder here. 13 homers for Rydell, the only guy even close to double digits for them. Transfer from North Carolina, originally out of the Houston area.
He, like Appel, Houston Memorial. The 13 home runs is tied for second in the American. And he smothers that at the plate, comes back up and hits Rydell. It's a career best, 13 home runs.
Yeah, in terms of position players, you know, Rice, looking at their starting 9, they got 4 or 5 seniors in here, a junior in Garza. So it's a little bit of an older starting 9, and this is the kid that you're looking at him and going, you know, probably got a career at the next level.
Yeah. On the outside corner, he struck him out. Weston Moss with his first strikeout.
Yeah, like maybe it's a slider that kind of backed up, backdoor slider to get Rydell, and we actually saw some of these LSU righties throw to the A&M left-handers that exact same pitch. It's really tough to move at.
Pierce Gallo, the batter. Righty-righty matchup. There's a slider cut on and missed. 0-1.
Yeah.
Gallo is 3 for 18 in his career against Texas A&M. Grahovac even with the bag at third. 0-1. Chopped to the on-deck circle, third base side.
It's something that if you could figure out how to bottle inadvertently throwing that backup slider, pitching coaches, you'd make $1 trillion. Pitching coaches want to know how you do it. But it's an accident that is really hard to hit.
2 strikes on Gallo. Montgomery a couple of steps to the line and right. The change low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's his primary pitch, says Max Wiener, that changeup.
And we've seen it a lot to right-handers already tonight. He likes it righty-righty. It's more, if you're an old school baseball fan, it's more like a Trevor Hoffman changeup.
Down low,
What
2-2.
What I mean by that is a lot of really good changeups have arm side run and they fade as they get to the plate. His almost has a vertical drop like it's got a parachute on it as it's coming at the hitter.
2-2 to Gallo. That is chopped third base side. Schloss will get that.
And I'll tell you what's been encouraging is that we saw some not so good off-speed secondary pitches in the first inning, and his fastball command got him out of the inning. What we're seeing here is a lot of secondary pitches that are presentable and swingable already. So it's a good adjustment, whatever they talked about in the dugout between innings.
2-2. Grounded to Grahovac at third. He'll throw across the diamond. In time, Caden Kentz makes that play at first.
Caden is awesome, man, and he's so valuable because he can play anywhere on the infield. He's getting his first start at first base. He played there last year in the Cape Cod League. But still, like, it doesn't mean that he's got a bunch of reps, and he's taking them. Came out here early. He's taking them at first base during batting practice and doing all he can to get ready for tonight and help his team with Teddy Burton out of the lineup.
We were talking about each of the positions, and he was saying third's the most difficult. He said first, the problem becomes the ball off a lefty isn't the same as a ball coming off a right-handed hitter to third.
And you'd rather face the one coming off a left-hander.
Fly ball into left center field where Jace Laviolette camps under. Another 1-2-3 inning.
Taking video of the way the fans react to him when he walks to the plate in his walk-up song. He's going to want, when he's 38 years old, 48 years old, he's going to want those videos. What a really cool job of embracing a kid by this fan base.
13-game hitting streak for Ali Camarillo. He is 19 for his last 49. Before that, he had an 8-game streak. And he started that the last 22 games at 245. He's at 326 now as that breaking ball is a strike, 1-1.
With as good as he is defensively, if you'd have told me he was going to hit 245 this year, I'd have taken that and run.
Yeah.
It's just,
and he was frustrated at 245.
of course he was. Like
Slider inside, 2-1.
And, you know, he's gotten so much better with just the mechanics and aesthetic of his swing working with Mike Early, but it's also allowed him to do some things that he's never been able to do in the batter's box.
That's a tapper foul to third.
I mean, we've seen him hit balls out to dead right. He crushed 2 no-doubters to left center. He went deep to straightaway center. Who was that series? A 3-run homer to dead away center field, which was a huge swing momentum within that series. So we maybe Mississippi State.
No, it's more recent than that. I want to say it was either the Georgia or the Vanderbilt series.
I think it was
right?
Vandy.
Yeah. I mean, it was a no-doubter. Swing and a miss at that change. Third strikeout for Mauricio Rodriguez. The 2 in LSU on Friday were no-doubters.
Yeah, the first one was an absolute no-doubter.
He pimped it a little bit too.
Yeah, he put on a show, and I think they got that lined out. The second one he hit, he rounded the bases a little bit sooner. But hey, let me say you about this Rodriguez. So he's gotten hurt with a heater to Grahovac and Montgomery. But some of these off-speed pitches we've seen, that's a noticeable improvement from the stuff we saw to him last year.
Here's Caden Sorrell. That first pitch fastball is a strike. Caden at 296. Slugging 583 is Sorrell.
It's an interesting discussion around the strikeout in modern day baseball, right?
Yeah.
And for the longest time, it's still a completely non-productive out. There's very few times when you're going, okay, I'd be okay with a strikeout here. Bases loaded, 1 out. You don't want him to hit a ground ball, depending on who you've got up in the order, what kind of runner the hitter is. But
1-1 is looped towards left. Motley back off his glove. Sorrell, big turnaround first. He'll put on the brakes. Single by Sorrell with one out here in the second.
What if they're going to check on him? He made an awful big divot rounding the bag at first, and now he's
check that ankle.
Checking
maybe?
that right ankle. Like he may have rolled it. But good pitch here by Rodriguez. Gets in on the hands of Sorrell. Just able to flip it over to the third baseman. If he hits that ball toward the middle, that's an easy play for the shortstop.
Yeah.
But because of where the positioning of the third baseman and the way the ball flight was because he got jammed, it made it put the third baseman in an awkward spot.
Game of baseball. Tommy White caught that on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
he did. He
yeah.
did.
Throw over to first. Sorrell back safely. Caden 3 of 4.
You know, but to continue our conversation about strikeouts, and strikeouts are a big determining factor if certain other things aren't happening within your offense. But we have a much better understanding of how runs are scored.
Hits Travis Chestnut, first and second, one away.
So if you're going to strike out a lot and you're also not going to walk and you're not going to hit for power, slug, yeah, the strikeouts are a massive problem. But what this team does, yes, they strike out, but Andrew Monaco, they walk at an insanely high rate. And when they swing the bat, damage occurs.
Yeah.
So their extra base numbers already through 48, now 48 plus games have exceeded the previous two Jim Schlossnagle teams over the course of 65 and 63 games respectively.
Here's Caden Kent. Last time Caden Kent was at the plate, he hit a pinch grand slam. The last time Caden Kent was at the plate here, it was a 3-run double. And he bats with runners at first and second. Chestnut at first, hit by the pitch. Sorrell, the looping single. He's at second, wheeled towards second, and will complete the throw to Rydell coming over from shortstop.
So I said all that to say this. What is offensive baseball? It's run production.
Yeah.
It's run outputs. That's what it comes down to. So we know now, after all the mathematical studies in this game, that how you produce runs over the long-term course of a season and in bunches is to get on base and to slug.
1-0 to Caden. Double steal. Under the hands, strike, throw to third, save! Double steal complete. Sorrell to third, Chestnut to second.
That's an outstanding jump by Caden Sorrell, who was trying to go the pitch before, but didn't get it timed up. And that's so good from a freshman, and that's just seasoning. And as you start to play college baseball and you practice it more, the importance of base running in your baseball life up to this point hasn't been real high on the priority list. But you understand that you play in this league and at this level, it's a massive, massive part of the game. That's a great jump. The Aggies in good position here to score some runs.
Kent pulls that pitch towards the Rice dugout, first base side. Gives Sorrell a ton of credit where he slid as well, making it longer on that sweep tag by Motley.
Sure, but I think it all comes down, stealing third's all about the jump.
Right?
And
he was getting, teams are so good at that.
Yes,
right?
The double steal over we've seen since he's been here has been such a weapon for A&M. First and second situations are they love to try to work in a double steal.
That skips away from Garza. Here comes Sorrell, and the throw is high. And here comes Chestnut. He scores as well as the Aggies hustle for two on one wild pitch. It's 4-0.
Anticipation, athleticism on display by both Caden Sorrell and Travis Chestnut. And, you know, the Owls play a little bit of snowball fight here, and they get a fortunate ricochet off the brick. So really, they've got to play at Sorrell, but his athleticism gets him to the plate. And then once Travis Chestnut sees the ball trickle away, he doesn't need to be goaded very much.
Nope. So 2 in the first with 2 home runs, 2 here in the second on a single, hit by pitch, double steal, wild pitch. And 2-2 to Caden Kent. Under his hands, inside, 3-2.
Appears the Owls are content to let Rodriguez probably go to a pitch count. Nobody up and moving in their bullpen.
Now they have Lamar tomorrow.
It's an interesting schedule,
Isn't
right?
it?
This late in the year to have back-to-back midweeks.
A couple weeks ago, they went to Lamar. Lamar will be at Reckling. And Rodriguez is a little ginger, I think, from covering and then scrambling after the ball, covering home, then scrambling after that ball. He kind of lost a balance. Kind of walked it off behind the mound. 3-2 now to Caden Kent. One down, bases empty, 2 in, 4-0 Aggies. That is drilled to right field and kicked into the right corner. Kent has 2. Caden Kent at second base with 1 out.
I'll tell you what,
single to right.
this little recent power surge from Caden Kent, pulling the ball hard in the air, is something that we haven't seen him do a lot of in his career so far as an Aggie. But, I mean, it's just a testament to, A, what kind of player and teammate Caden Kent is, but also the work that you just continue to do. While you're not playing, what are you doing? How is my game getting better? And just another piece and a growing confidence now from the coaching staff to not only if they have to play him for an extended period of time, but if they need somebody off the bench late to get a big hit.
Single and an error on the right fielder, McDonald. And here's Gavin Grohovac. Led off this game with a home run.
And to go back to my point, first time through the order for the Aggies. 2 homers and a double.
And here comes Parker Bangs, the pitching coach.
Attitude of uncharacteristic things that happen in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
It was just an uncharacteristic weekend for this team.
But like Schlaw said, they brought the tying run. The tying run was at first.
Yep.
The 1-0 to Grohovac, bounces away and wasting no time. Kent to third. He's safe on that wild pitch.
It's so good from Caden Kent there.
That ball in dirt, this team reads so well.
It's a good read, but why do you want to be more aggressive with 1 out? Because there's a great value to you being at third base with less than 2. Now, any kind of contact with where Rice is playing, just about, outside of a ground ball to the corners of the pitchers, is going to score a run.
2-0. High and inside, 3-0. Corners are in, even with the bag. Rank at first, Motley at third. Middle infield playing back. Towards the line is left fielder Devaney. Shaded a couple of steps towards right center is Ben Dukes. 3-0 to Grohovac. Kent at third, 1 away. Bouncing ball to third. Motley will throw across the diamond as Kent was dancing off the third base bag. Gets 1 out. Grohovac retired.
Yeah, I thought they would go green light there because there's just so much damage that Gavin can do. Got probably a little excited, a little out of the head of himself, and pulls a ground ball in the only spot where, like Caden, that's a really tough read because the infielder's in. So your goal is to, he essentially caught the ball between Caden and the bag. I don't know why he didn't get Caden in a run down there.
Yeah. Here's Jace Laviolette with Ken at third. 3 on the right side for the Aggies. Only staying on the left side is third baseman Motley.
If you don't have the contact play on there, which they didn't, that's the only ball that you have to be in a hurry because I'm trying to beat the ball back to the bag.
Yeah.
On every other ball that's batted, if you're the runner at third, you can see the play and then make a decision.
1-0 to Jace Laviolette. That kicks away. Here comes Caden. Throw to Rodriguez is too high. Another wild pitch scores a run. 3 here in the second. 5-0 A&M. That one covered better, but Garza does his pitcher no favors right there.
It's a combination of both, right? Pitcher and catcher in this inning. Obviously, the pitches need to be more competitive, but you've got to be able to call breaking balls with a runner at third and a heavy hitter at the plate, right?
Yes.
Trust that your guy behind the dish. Hey, we've all got pitch comms. You're calling, you're hearing the pitches. You know it's coming. Why are you surprised and not able to block it?
That's a shot to the right side. Diving play by Gallo to his feet to get Laviolette by a step. Well done by Pierce Gallo.
Stamp that with a star.
Absolutely. 3, Wichita State, the weekend series. He went 6 for 13. Fastball from Weston Moss down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. McDonald was injured the early part of April, replaced by Ben Dukes in center field. He pops this back and out of play. It's a ball and a strike to Kite McDonald. Antonian College in San Antonio. Infield, outfield straight away, the 1-1. Change stays high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'm telling you, somebody unplugged the sauna.
2-1. Count to McDonald. It's 89 now. Pitch. That change again is foul tipped into the mid of Appel. 2-2.
Hey, there you see the depth of that changeup, right? It's not a lot of arm side to it, but a lot of just kind of parachute action, bottom fall out of it.
2-2. Bounces up there. 3-2 the count. To Kite McDonald.
Overthrew a slider there. That's a freshman that really wants a strikeout.
6-4. The right-hander, Weston Moss, comes set as he always does, the 3-2. On the outside corner, he struck him out. Second strikeouts for Weston Moss.
Again, we've seen him, after missing badly with secondary pitches, come back and make really competitive pitches with his fastball. And that's what he did here to get McDonald. Freezes him on a fastball away. 93 miles an hour. The numbers on the radar gun have been good tonight. We've seen a good mix of primary and secondary offerings. This has got to be an encouraging outing here for the coaching staff in Weston Moss.
Manny Garza on the Posey watch list. Fouled off Jackson Appel's mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think the best bullet we've seen has been 95.
Yeah.
And look, he's still a skinny kid, and we've seen Shane Sadeo this year, after one off season with Josh Kiesel, make massive jumps in terms of just his presence and frame, but also his stuff's playing up because he's stronger.
Is it 15 to 20 in the offseason? He put a little bit of weight on during last season. They didn't want to do too much. But it was about 15 to 20 of muscle, was it not, this offseason?
Sure, and you look at Weston Moss's frame, and you're going to go, that certainly could see that happening in his future as well.
And that's what you have to do as a coach and a pitching coach. You have to project as well.
Sure.
Correct?
There's a lot that goes into it, man.
Yeah.
If it was easy, nobody would ever miss in recruiting, right?
You're right. 3-1 the count to Garza. Fouled out of play left side.
But there's so many talented freshman arms on this roster, and they may not be ready yet. But I could certainly see a future where your Friday, Saturday, Sunday rotation is a combination of Weston Moss, Isaac Morton, and Caden Wilson.
Agreed. Fouled it to the backstop.
They all have the look and the stuff to be those type of guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a little early still to be looking ahead at next season, but who knows what's going to happen with Ryan Prager in the draft.
Right.
I don't think Chris Cortez is coming back.
Right.
Evan Aschenbeck can't.
Fly ball hit well to right field. Braden Montgomery going back. Ball, wall, ball, and it's gone. Garza with the 3-2 over the right field wall. 4th home run, 19th driven in. 5-1 Texas A&M.
First real mistake we've seen him make over the plate with that changeup.
And for Garza, it's the 2 pitches he spoiled before this one.
Yeah, and really, look, I mean, I say it's a mistake. That pitch is in, maybe off the plate in. And he spins on it, keeps it fair. It's a great swing.
Schloss to the mound. Schloss to the bullpen. And Brawny, what Max Wiener wants from Brad Rudis is throw harder. And
Yeah,
that's what he did against LSU. And you know what I mean when I say that. It's like, oh, just, you know, keep all those mechanics, but just throw harder. I thought he was really good on Friday.
He's, you know, Brad's kind of been the overlooked guy in his career at Texas A&M, and he was really good in that run to Omaha as a freshman. Took a step back last year and reworked and reinvented himself. But Brad's the kind of kid, because he comes from baseball lineage and baseball blood, you can coach him a certain way and you can tell him to do things, and he's not going to overthink them or overdo them. Hey, throw it harder. He's not going to come out of his mechanics to do that.
Right. We were talking, he said, you know how hard it was to tell Schloss I'm not coming to TCU? And then Ryan Prager said the same thing. And then on Schloss's first day here, he said, all y'all who turned me down, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Brad Rudis, you talked about that run to Omaha where he pitched all 3 games in the regional. We asked him afterwards, have you ever done that before? He said, I had never pitched back-to-back games. And that was his freshman season. So he went all 3 in that regional.
I've known Brad Rudis since he was 8, 9 years old. Watched him grow up in our 12 baseball program from Madisonville, so he was a starter. And growing up, we put our kids on really tight pitch counts. If you throw X amount of pitches, you have your mandatory rest this many days. And so we try to not make it a habit of ever throwing somebody back-to-back. Then you become a starter in high school. You play on Tuesdays and Fridays. You just don't have the opportunity to do that.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me, but it's something, again, Brad, he's very malleable as a player, right? And that's a good product, a good quality to have. And so it doesn't take him long to kind of adjust to whatever's going on around him.
Tobias Motley takes that first pitch fastball at the knees for a strike. 1 down, 1 run in. Manny Garza with the home run, putting Rice on the board. It's 5-1. Righty-righty matchup. That sweeper gets knocked out of play right side. It's 0-2.
Can you look over there and get a high school on Motley, please?
On Tobias Motley? Cy Ranch. 2 strikes on Motley. 225 coming in. The Rudis 0-2. High and inside with a fastball, 1-2.
And when you say throw it harder, I don't know that it's going to immediately result in increases in velocity, but it's almost like what they did with Lampkin. It's more the intent with which he's throwing.
Yes. Ball and 2 strikes to Motley. 1 down, base is empty. Pitch on the way. Fly ball to right field. Braden Montgomery drifting back. Shy of the warning track. 2 away. Well, for Justin Lampkin, what Schloss was saying, the urgency. This is like you start your game like it's a relief outing, and then if you get through the first, you go out in the second, and it's that same. No more easing into a game.
Right, 1 inning saves.
Yes.
Max Wiener tells them that as they exit the dugout every time they go to the pitcher's mound.
Here's Devaney. Lefty facing the righty Rudis. 2 down, base is empty. Grahovac even with the bag at third. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
And here's kind of a key matchup for Brad going through the last few weeks, month of the season is how does he do against left-handers?
Yeah. 0-1. That is lifted on the left side. Grahovac gives way to Camarillo. How was that?
It's a pretty good pitch.
With a home run. There's Braden. Shot to the right side, backhanded Gallo. And the lob to first. First pitch swinging. Retires Braden Montgomery.
That's back-to-back really nice plays by Gallo. That ball wasn't hit soft either. The one he made on Jace to end the bottom of the second was right up there with some of the best opposing defensive plays we've seen all year at Olsen Field.
Here's Jackson Appel. Switch hitter batting left against the righty. Mauricio Rodriguez. Way outside. Ball and no strikes.
Man, how big was his home run at LSU just to give you that little breathing room?
Yeah, because they were still 1 swing away.
Right.
Yeah. Grahovac hitting the 3-run home run. Appel hitting the 2-run home run. Grahovac driving in another run. 4 of the 9 runs driven in by Gavin.
I mean, it's just a good depiction of the skill set of Nolan Cain.
2 O's away.
Because you got to coach him up and you got to develop him. But if you don't have talent in this league, it is so hard to do to win week in, week out. And that guy goes and gets them from the high school level, and we've seen it with Sorrell and Grahovac. And then since he's been here, we've seen him do it so many times in the portal.
4-pitch walk to Jackson Appel, and our first ball 5 chance for Mauricio Rodriguez. There are a whole lot of imitators now.
There
Nothing
are.
like the original. Nothing like the original. Here's Hayden's shot. Fastball misses away.
You'll hear it in Gainesville. I've heard it in Starkville.
One and 0 to shot with Appel at first, one away. Foul at the plates.
There have been some epic ones this year, but none more so than what happened in Arlington. I know you weren't there, but I mean, the 12th man showed up in that middle game against USC and just crumbled their pitching staff's mentality with that chant.
1 and 1 to shot. That's a slider on the outside corner. It's 1 and 2. It was when they did it at Dishwalk. that was awesome.
Cool too, yeah. I'm just telling you, here's my prediction with the way things are going. I think we're going to get more Aggie and Longhorn action in the postseason.
I think you're right, my friend. Playing shot to pull on the infield. Swing and a miss on the change. He's got him twice. 2 down. Appel at first. Here's Ali Camarillo.
Yeah, Rodriguez has pitched, Hayden shot extremely well tonight. Gotten roughed up a little bit. Giving up 4 hits and 2 2/3, and 3 of those are extra base variety. But he has, hitters here and there. He's figured some things out and made some quality pitches.
Camarillo takes a first pitch for a strike. The fastball is 0-1. Appel, he's the runner at first. He drew a walk. He's there with 2 away. Righty-righty matchup. Rodriguez and Camarillo. 1 strike offering. There goes Appel. Pitch is high and in. The throw from Garza. Not in time. Appel with a stolen base.
I bet they're going to look at that, and I think he would have beat it, but his lead leg bounced before he got to the bag, and I actually think that it was his left leg that made first contact with it. So if his right foot doesn't bounce on the slide, I think he would have been safe. If they look at this, I'll be surprised if he's not out.
So it will be Clint Fagan, Randy Rosenberg, who will go beyond the dugout.
Maybe we'll get a look at it here in the booth, but it was interesting. It was just weird how he slid. It's almost like his right spike got caught in the ground.
Call on the field by Michael Durantes is safe. Here you go, Bronny. I see what you're saying. No, it beats the tag.
Does. And so what I couldn't tell was that if that right foot got back down, I thought it bounced and hung in the air. That's a great shot by the camera crew. And now I think
safe. That would be number 10. Stolen base number 10 for Appel. The throw from Garza. There's the bounce, but then that lead leg gets in ahead of the tag by Gallo, who's covering.
Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. Mark it down. I was wrong. If my wife's listening, I'm just kidding.
Hold on, Brawny, wrong. I may never be able to use those letters in that order again.
You gotta walk around my house more often.
Terrific look from the center field camera, as you mentioned.
And I see why Rydell wanted to get that looked at, because, again, to the naked eye, to me, when that foot bounced up, I was like, oh, that trail leg's what actually made contact with the bag. But it's a good job by Jackson to get it back down.
The mic just isn't working. Call safe, so it stands or confirmed, one or the other. Either way, it's number 10, stolen base number 10 for Jackson Appel. And remember, the Aggies have a double steal already in the last inning.
And a great dirt ball read by Caden Kent to advance.
So Camarillo is a runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 1-1 the count to the Aggie shortstop. Appel leads from second. Swing and a miss, slider away. 1-2 to Ollie. Left fielder Jacob DeVenny was towards the line. He moves back to almost straightaway left field on this 1-2 pitch. Down and away, Ollie lays off. It's 2-2.
And that's such a good job of adjusting. He swung through a ball the pitch before, slider in the same spot, started in the same, out of the same window, and waved through it. They go right back to it, and he's able to recognize the shape, recognize the spin, and shut down the swing.
Gallo is just behind second base. That's where Appel is. 2-2 to Camarillo. Up and in to Ali, 3-2.
It's really not a bad combination, a bad sequence there from Rodriguez. Back-to-back sliders away, then try to run that fastball up and under his hands. And you'll probably, if you get him to swing at it, it'll probably be like an excuse me swing.
The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second time he's gotten Camarillo. 5 strikeouts through
the street.
Yes, you are.
I'm not letting you back out of that thing.
Okay, you're on. Ben Dukes, the batter. And Rudis, the sidewinder, misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, I'm going to lose Nick Savage, my stat guy. You don't want to work, do you? You just want to watch?
I don't mind working.
Okay.
I'm just pumped I'll be in the AC because you know it's going to be 7,000 degrees.
Dukes slaps that past Grahovac at third and down the left field line. Fielded by Sorrell, and he fires it back in. It's a leadoff single here in the 4th for Ben Dukes.
Good piece of hitting by Dukes there. Stayed on that two-seamer away. Shot it past Gavin Grahovac, who's drawn in defending against the bunt.
Dukes had a really good series against UTSA. He was 7 for 13 against the Roadrunners. As we said, he came in 12th in the AAC, hitting .327. Here's Trayton Rank, righty-righty against Rudis. Dukes at first, leadoff single. Missed up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Rank fouled outs. Braden Montgomery in foul territory, right field. Capped a 1-2-3 first inning for Weston Moss. 1-0. Smothered at the plate, comes back and hits him in the back leg or his right leg. It's 1-1.
Well, if you're a fan of the Rice Owls, this is looking like your chance to get back in the game, right? Because leadoff single, down by 4, you want to chip away at it. Not been a club that's been super offensive on the year, but this is the part of the order that can get you back going and get you back to try to cut into this Aggie lead.
Brad moves to first. Dukes is running. Kent's throw. Now a rundown. Camarillo runs him back. Camarillo applies the tag.
Great call from the dugout to go pick. They've had a feel that Dukes may be off and running, and he was, and it really, it's kind of poor on the part of the base runner, right? I mean, you're looking at feet right there. Brad's got a good move. He hasn't shown you one yet. And you were going and really probably not locked in on those the back of his heels. The rule,
okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
1-1 is fouled, 1-2.
The rule is when you get off the base, you are looking at his right heel. And through his right heel, trying to also see the left heel, right? If the right heel raises, it's a pick. The left heel raises, outside of a balk move, he's going to home plate.
There you go, right there. That's what he should have been looking at, right? Focus on that with a look then to the left.
Absolutely.
Yep. 1-2, the count to Trayton Rank. 1 down, now the base is empty. Pitch from Rudis. To short, Camarillo to his left. Oh, he's so good! How can you not just watch Ali Camarillo all day long?
Suave, my friend.
Rico Suave. The 2-hopper to his left. He fields, pirouettes, and throws.
This is not that easy. And the ball kind of shoots up on him before it gets to him. Seamless transition into that pirouette and throw right in the chest of Caden Kent. What a play.
That's a Wells Fargo between the base paths. Wells Fargo, the official bank of Texas A&M Athletics. First pitch swinging, lifting into center field. Jace Laviolette will retire Jack Rydell. Leadoff single, pickoff. Camarillo showing off at shorts. Ole Miss this weekend. 7:30 on Friday, 4 o'clock on Saturday, 5 Mother's Day Sunday.
Back-to-back weekends on the road in the league against 2 clubs, very proud programs that are playing. LSU last weekend, and Ole Miss will be playing this weekend with their backs against the wall.
Sorrell, first pitch swinging, drives that into right center field, headed for section 12. Caden Sorrell, gone. Number 6, first pitch swinging, 1 pitch, One swing, one bomb to right.
This kid's got quite the future in this jersey, man, and we've just seen him keep making strides forward. Since he got inserted to this lineup as the everyday left fielder about a month and a half ago, he's just been on a rocket ship north in terms of his projectability and his career here at Texas A&M.
Well, you cannot leave that pitch there to Caden Sorrell.
And he's another kid. Like, what's he going to look like after one more offseason?
You know what I think about, Bronny? I think about Jace last year to this year. I think it's the same progression, is it? Or similar?
Yeah. Similar.
You know what I mean?
Different body styles. Jace
Right.
is one of the bigger humans walking around this campus. But Caden, obviously very long and athletic, and you just look at the frame and go, man, the weight's going to stick to him. When he starts getting grown man muscles, he is going to really fill out that jersey.
Here's Travis Chestnut. Slider down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Chestnut hit by a pitch and scored a run in that 3-run second. 6-1 Aggies after Sorrell's 6th home run. He's now driven in 30. It's the Aggies' 3rd home run. That's now 112 on the season. 128's the school record.
Not only that, it's 4 of the 5 hits have been extra bases. Again, impacting the baseball when you swing is one of the greatest predictors of offensive production. There is a direct correlation into how hard you hit it and your batting average. Unless your name's Austin Boast, and then you have the most unlucky season of all time.
The most unlucky, yeah. And yet, he started coming out of it right towards the end, which was, couldn't have been happier. 3-1 is the count to Chestnut. Travis to the right side where Gallo is, to the right of second base. And he busts it down the line. He busts it first to second. He busts it second to third. He's always, always hustling.
I'm sure you've got the same problem as I have or had in my life. I don't know what it's like to run fast, but I would imagine if I could run fast, I'd want to run fast when I had opportunities to run fast.
Yeah.
I think Travis likes running fast.
I think he likes to mess up infielders' clocks, right?
Oh,
you field it, and all of a sudden you see he's 2/3 of the way down the line, and they have to rush a little bit.
He's the definition of a menace.
Yeah, yeah. We would hate him in any other colors, right? Kent with a foul at the plate.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's anybody in the league that we've seen that impacts the game. That maybe Marshawn.
Maybe.
Not off the top of my head, can I remember a guy in league play where you're going, it's a lesser extent Enrique Bradfield.
Yes, agreed.
In the way that when the ball's put in play, your internal clock just goes into hyper motion. Now, obviously, Enrique Bradfield's probably going to be a long-time big leaguer. And I don't know that I hope Travis plays forever. But we're talking about when the ball is put in play on the ground, guys go, holy crap, I got to go.
Pushes Ken off the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Caden. Like you always say, if he draws a walk or hit by a pitch, he's on third.
Just about.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a kid so good at stealing second base on a delayed steal. It's almost 100%.
Garza's going to the dugout. I don't know if he needs a new glove.
He didn't ask anybody for help, did he? He ran down there and got it himself.
Yeah, he got a new glove. I wonder if some of that lacing came out. Again, he's on the Buster Posey watch list, Manny Garza. Ball and 2 strikes to Caden Kent. 1 down, 1 run in. 6-1 Aggies. Down and away, Caden Wood and Chase, 2-2. So Caden's played all 4 infield positions. Left field, he was the emergency catcher. I always joked with him, how many gloves do you bring on the road?
It's something about, though, like,
How to play left side.
I mean, you can factor in a lot of things when it comes to scouting a player, but one thing that is traditionally undefeated is blood. And he's just got it in his DNA to be a gritty ball player. And I've said it many times, I think his dad should be in the Hall of Fame.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. There was a time Jeff Kent was the best second baseman in baseball.
He's the all-time leading home run hitter for second baseman.
6 strikeout for Rodriguez. I have purposely not brought up that he's Jeff Kent's son, though. He's Caden.
Oh,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
His
But I know
career-
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, when you evaluate him as a player, I think it's important to know that,
Yeah.
like, we're,
Grahovac to the left side, deep short. Rydell unloads, and it skips past the first baseman. Rank, and scooting back to first is Grahovac.
good decision. Ball bounced right back to the first baseman. He hustled back so that he couldn't be tagged out or viewed that he made an attempt to go to second. A little into the bat contact. Nice play by Rydell. Throw up the line. Just out of the reach of the first baseman. That should be an infield hit for Gavin. I also think it's a good decision because Gavin is always playing hard.
Yeah.
But at this point in the season, especially coming off that knee injury he had against Georgia, if we can pick a time to tone it down, let's pick a time to tone it down.
Mauricio Rodriguez leaves with 2 outs for Jace Laviolette, who's 6'6". Check swing. Missed down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
These are former travel ball teammates facing off against each other.
3 on the right side for Jace Laviolette. Only Motley on the left side. It's fouled straight back by Jace. 0 for 2 is Laviolette.
I had Jackson Mayo for a summer with 12 baseball. Good stuff. He's kind of honing it in was kind of his biggest issue, but when he got in the strike zone, he could overwhelm people with it.
Comes set at the chest. Hit well to right center field by Jace Laviolette. Hello, Section 12. Jace with his 26th of the season. 2-run homer, 8-1 Aggies.
And a tip of the hat to the legendary John Byington. You've got company now to tie for the 3rd all-time on the Texas A&M home run leaderboard. Congratulations to Jace.
47 for Laviolette in his Aggie career. Here you go, Bronny.
Yeah, just an elevated heater. And we talked about he likes to swing at that pitch, right? He doesn't always get it up and catch it on the barrel on the upswing. But when he does, it often results in big damage.
High and away with a fastball to Braden Montgomery, the switch hitter, batting from the right side against the lefty Mayo. Three away from Scott Livingstone. Lined into right center field, tailing away, shopping at the gap. Montgomery, the double, to go along with his home run. He's 2 for 3.
It's a backside homer left-handed. And then he stays on a ball against the left-hander as a right-handed hitter. The other way for a double to the right center field gap. So both of his swings from each side of the plate have resulted in opposite field extra base hits. You want to talk about being back on the baseball, Andrew Monaco? He's done it in a loud way tonight.
Mike Bianco is texting Jay Johnson right now going, you son of a gun. 2 down, Appel down and away.
In the meantime,
What
to
do we
quote Harry Dunn, Harry Dunn on Dumb and Dumber,
What do we have?
foot long.
These
Who
are
got
loaded.
the foot long?
These are loaded. Pico de Gallo, a little chili. These are loaded.
Don't put us on camera, at center field camera. I saw what you did to Boomer and Will last weekend.
Appel down and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Waffle fries, which have been stellar all season. I mean, this baby is loaded. That's what you do.
And the newbies got
Oh,
it, too.
see? Here you go. I'm showing this baby off. Are you kidding? To second, where Montgomery gets back safely. Gallo comes over from second. Don't you hate when baseball interrupts our eating?
When I go to eat this, I'm sliding to the corner of the booth. I saw
No.
what they did I saw what they did.
It's right here.
I'm going there.
2-0 the count to Appel. 8-1 Aggies. Montgomery's off second. The pitch. Fouled straight back. Bronny, the more I watch Jackson, the more I appreciate the way he uses all the fields.
Yeah, it's really great approach from both sides, and I think he's got more juice right-handed, especially to the pull side, but I think, to your point, he's a more pure hitter left-handed.
Montgomery dancing off second, way outside, 3-1. From that left side, him going oppo has really made him more dangerous.
I mean, we've never seen anybody do it, at least to my knowledge, at Texas A&M baseball, where you go opposite field 3-run homers 3 times in a game.
Yeah.
Against UTSA.
Yeah. 3-1. Down and in. He draws a 5-pitch walk to put runners at first and second. 2 away for Hayden Schott. It's the second time that Appel has walked.
Now, I need to get Schotty going a little bit. He had the triple at Baton Rouge. We talked about that, but outside of that, been a little slow recently, and he's striking out probably more than he wants to.
Lefty-lefty matchup.
But he's another one in this lineup. When he's going slow like this, Andrew, you're just going, at some point it's coming out, and it's going to be loud when he finally breaks through.
Over for a strike. For Mayo, 4-seam fastball between 88 and 91. The slider and a change. And he was on that championship McClellan team, wasn't he? McClellan team?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably, it's turned into the premier junior college program in the state of Texas, and one of them in the country.
0-1. Pushes him off the plate, 1-1.
They got a great coaching staff up there, great facilities, and really, now Baylor head coach Mitch Thompson got it rolling, got it started up there, and they've just kind of kept that winning tradition going. And you're going to look out in college baseball every year, and there's going to be 9 or 10 guys spread across Power 5 programs that started their career in Waco at McClellan.
Hank Bard played there for the Aggies. 1-1 the count. Jackson Mayo on in relief of Mauricio Rodriguez. Hayden Schott is 0 for 2. He bats with Appel at first and Braden Montgomery from second. The 1-1. Into the nets. That will land by Ali Camadillo in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, it's a pitch when Hayden's going right. He doesn't miss that pitch. And we've seen him do it a lot with that elevated lefty-lefty slider. Either hook it really hard in front of the right fielder or actually stay behind it and shoot it toward that Calvetti Ferguson sign deep in right center.
1-2. To the left side and through. Montgomery sees that. He'll round third and score. RBI single, Hayden Schott, 9-1 Aggies.
And how do you get yourself back going? We just saw Braden Montgomery do it twice. Hit the ball the other way. Wasn't a pretty swing, but because of how they had him shifted, he stays on the ball the other way, gets his knot, drives in a run. The Aggies keep the Ferris wheel moving.
This is after the 2-run home run by Laviolette, the double, the walk, and this RBI single by Schott. I just don't understand the shift.
Would you shift Jack Moss?
No.
Right.
No, so that's my same feeling with the
I think the
way he
spray
handles
charts
the
are
bat.
very similar, right?
Yeah, I would think so. 4 here in the fourth, 9-1 Aggies for Ali Camadillo. Foul tipped into the mid of Garza. 0-1. Ali's 0 for 2.
One of the things that Ali loves to do is move the bat early in the count. It's almost like you have to control his aggression at those first couple of offerings.
0-1. Down. 1-1. Garza wants a new baseball.
And you'd much rather have a hitter that you've got to tone down and try to get him. It's a lot easier to show him the analytics and say, hey, if you swing less, your results increase, but you don't want a guy that's just so passive up there that he's not looking to do damage.
The 1-1. Fouled into the net off to the right. Similar to way Schloss talks about base running, the difference between aggressive and reckless.
Sure, and where A&M probably got outside of themselves offensively the most in that series against LSU was swinging early in counts at pitches they don't do damage with. So everybody talks about when you strike out, they want to go back and look at the final strike in the at-bat. But how did you get to there?
Right. 1-2, the count to Camadeo. First and second, 2 away. Ground ball to short. Rydell backhands, throws to first. In time to retire Camadeo, who was the 9th act length of this lineup.
And their ability to just ambush you all of the sudden almost. And I've seen it so many times this year.
Brad Rudis opens up the 5th against Pierce Gallo. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
We turned into competitive eaters during that break, didn't we?
Minutes not enough.
I don't need to be motivated to shove food down my gullet. But when you give me a 90-second break, turn into Joey Chestnut up here. And I'm telling you, I don't know if they caught me in center field, but I was ducking, covering, and hovering over this food.
Yeah.
I'm not about to make a meme out of me like they did Boomer and Will.
1-1. Off the end of the bat, looped to right field where Braden Montgomery is. 1 away.
Gluttonous behavior.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you know what's going to be the absolute difference, but I mean, it's all radio next weekend. Shesh and JB are going to have no problem chowing down.
Oh, no, they get after him.
Yeah, see?
Thank you out there for
Riley,
sparing us.
Colton, Bronny. 1 down, base is empty. Nathan Becker, the batter. There's that sweeper by Rudis for a strike. You say that facing lefties, the success of Brad Rudis going forward.
Yeah, because it extends his outings, right? You don't have to go get him if the opposing offense has back-to-back lefties in their order.
0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And I can tell you this about this coaching staff. As prepared as any I've ever seen in terms of understanding matchups and who would be good in certain spots in the game. So, you know, if they go into Oxford this weekend and Ole Miss has got 3 or 4 left-handed hitters that just eat up right-handers, I don't think we're going to see a lot of Brad.
0-2. Fouled into the net.
Or maybe they eat up right-handed sliders from release heights that are 5'11" to 6'1". And that's the beauty of all these analytics that we have now, is that you can determine all those metrics. And I go back to talking to Max Weiner before the game against Arizona State early in the year, and I asked him about the matchup with Prager. We'll catch this pitch and we'll finish the story.
The 0-2 is lifted foul over the Aggie dugout. Grahovac will chase, but in vain.
And Isaiah Jackson's a center fielder for Arizona State. Really good player. A lot of whip in the barrel, athletic. Got some juice in there. And before the game, I said, do you have a plan? I've watched some of his stuff, and I really liked him as a hitter. He's like, oh, no, he's very good. He said, but his whiff rate on sliders from left-handers is X. Whenever you add in the fact that Prager's release height is 6'8", it increases his swing and miss factor by almost 20%.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there going,
you're not even
how much history
right.
did you have to go and look through
right.
to be able to put that stat together?
Yeah.
I mean, that is just real preparation on the job of Max, and they've got a team of kids, interns, and I think some hired people that do just
it's
that.
Jack Mahala that
Yes.
they flat out love, right? 1-2, the count to Becker. Served over Camadeo and into left field. It's a 1-out single. I'm going to follow up on that, Bronny. They tracked every pitch in the SEC last season and created a baseline for everybody.
Yes, and a lot of that is becoming more prevalent in the college game, but when you insert a guy like Max Weiner into, that's a beautiful piece of hitting, by the way. By Becker there, just stays on that two-seamer down and away. That's a great pitch.
Yeah.
He stays on it, shoots it over the shortstop's head. But when you insert somebody that is...
This is squirting through the right side. First and second, 1 away. The single by Kite McDonald.
Unlucky for Brad there. Now he's got a little bit of traffic. But Max Weiner had developed such a reputation of being at the forefront of understanding all these analytics and how to put them into use, not just for one single team, but across an organization, right? And so he's taken this dominate the zone mentality as the overarching theme of his pitching approach, and then within that, made each one of these kids an individual plan for how they're going to do that. And all of those analytics, release height, spin axis, velocity, what do you throw best to this style of hitter? What does this guy react to well? What doesn't he? All of that goes into his game planning.
One strike on Manny Garza, who homered for the lone run, and he fights this into rights. Montgomery Fields, bases loaded on 3 consecutive singles. Oh, it's fun to watch Braden throw.
It is, but so another really soft single for the Owls. That's one good piece of hitting on that liner by Becker, and then a fist job through the right side by McDonald, and another really softly hit low liner.
Righty-righty matchup. Motley facing Rudis. Brad, third base side of the rubber. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Becker, McDonald, Garza, all with singles. Becker is at third. McDonald's at second. Garza at first with 1 away. The 0-1 from Brad. To second base, Chestnut. Comedy 0-1. Dose! Inning-ending Dos Equis double play. Turned by the Aggies into
straight run started with that leadoff triple.
2-hit game for Sorrell. 6th multi-hit game for Caden. Almost 3 on the right side for Rice. Slider's a strike. It's 0-1. Shortstop Rydell is just on the left field side of the second base back. Shortstop basically vacated. Way towards the line is the left fielder Devaney. Down and away. A ball and a strike.
It appears that Travis Chestnut starting that inning-ending double play in the top of the 5th will be his last action of the evening.
Jack Bell on deck. 1-1 to Sorrell. Little skips up there.
Welcome to the game, new catcher Eric Anderson. Here's a 54-foot slider that catch you in the. Man, I'm telling you, catching stinks. Like, it takes some kind of mentality to go back there and want to do it day in and day out.
2-1. Too high. 3-1. Count to Sorrell, leading off this TX Whiskey, bottom of the 5th. Mayo looks down at the PitchCom device. Sorrell awaits a 3-1. Going inside. Leadoff walk. Caden Sorrell. Here's Jack Bell. You ever want to see Jim Schlossnagel's eyes light up? Ask him about Jack Bell.
Yeah, man, and it's just you got to talk about what college baseball and college sports has become, because the roster looks so different every year. But man, as a kid, I'd love to see hang around, because when you talk about a lineup potentially next year that includes Gavin Grahovic, Caden Sorrell, and Jack Bell in it, out of that freshman class, this kid is uber talented, man. And it's hard to be the man your whole life and come to a situation where, you know, it's not a commentary on you as a player. It's just, what does the roster look like ahead of you?
Bell is 3 for 12. A homer and 4 driven in. Fastball for a strike. It's 1-1.
You watch him take batting practice, and you watch him take ground balls and move around the infield, and he looks like a next level player.
One. Too far inside. Anderson bluffs the throw to first.
And predicting any sort of lineup for the 2025 season is a fool's errand at this point, you know, at this juncture. But if you made me do it, Jack Bell would certainly be in there.
2-1 the count to Bell, batting for Chestnut here in the 5th. Sorrell a leadoff walk at first. That's over for a strike, 2-2.
And it's so tough whenever you've kind of been on the bench for a while and in and out of ball games and nothing real consistent. And then you get your opportunity in the batter's box. The guy spraying the ball all over the zone, and he dots 2 fastballs against you.
2-2 to Bell. High and away, 3-2. Jackson Mayo on for Mauricio Rodriguez. Third base side of the rubber for the Rice left-hander. 3-2 to Bell. There goes Sorrell, lined into left field for a base hit. Hit and run to perfection. Runners in the corners, nobody out.
Beautiful, lovely. I'm going to correct you just a hair, not a hit and run.
A run and hit.
Run and hit. That's what we call a contact steal. So what Jim Schlossnagle is banking on is that this is either going to be ball 4 that Jack Bell won't swing at, or if it's in the strike zone, we're going to get some contact to keep us out of a double play. So perfectly timed contact steal there, and a great lefty-lefty swing from Jack Bell to shoot that ball the other way.
It's a lot of trust in the freshman. In the 3-run second. Singleton reached second on an error by the right fielder, Kite McDonald. Up and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, it's a tough to not give him a double on that ball, right? I mean, even if McDonald fielded that cleanly where he was on the warning track running toward the foul pole. I think Caden probably gets to second even if he fields it cleanly, but
fastball low, 2-0. I think it was when he kicked it into the corner.
Yeah, it certainly highlighted a big mistake.
Runners at the corners. Sorrell at third. Bell's at first. 2-0 to Kent. Swing and a miss. He just tried to launch a 3-run
Oh, yeah,
run.
he did. Hey, better call time after that one, Caden. Catch your breath.
9-1 Aggies, runners at the corners. Nobody out, 2-1 the count to Caden Kent. Pitch. Lined into deep center field. Caught by Dukes. Tagging Sorrell. 10-1 A&M on the sac fly by Caden Kent. A dozen RBIs now for Caden.
Very nicely done. One pitch after over swinging, resets himself, elevated heater, puts it on the barrel, deep center field, drives home a run.
Once again, Caden getting things started. Sorrell, that is, and being driven in by Caden Kent, that is. 10-1. Here's Gavin Grahovac. 2 for 3. Led off the bottom of the first with his 18th home run. Singled and scored in the 4th. He was aboard on the Jace Laviolette home run. Swing and a miss by Grahovac. Bell at first, 1 away. That run charged to Jackson Mayo. That's 3 runs on 4 hits in a third of an inning. He's still responsible for Bell. 10-1 Aggies, 0-1. Swing and a miss, kips away from Anderson. Bell retreats to first, 0-2.
All right, that's a pitch that we've seen Gavin swing at a bunch this year, but we've also seen him adjust to it immediately. Slider down and away that you're going to force him to make a decision on. See if the Owls go right back to it.
The 0-2. They do. Outside, 1-2.
And that one was much more competitive and a tougher take than the one before.
One-two to Gavin. Fastball, baseball off the plate. 2-2. Gavin is second to only Braden Montgomery. This is his 20th multi-hit game. Braden, with his 2 hits, has 22 multi-hit games. Bell at first, 1 away. 2-2, the count to Grahovac. Pitch. He came in on him, and Gavin fouls that left field side.
It's a big, loud foul ball to the pull side. Got to flush it. Here comes that slider down and away again, right? Fastball up and in. You torch it down the left field line, foul. They're going to make you try to stay on a slider the next pitch.
2-2. Bell at first, 1 down. Pitch to Grahovac. To the right side for his third hit. Bell stops at second as McDonald rifles it in.
Or not. They went heater. Elevated. Good swing, getting on plane early by Gavin Grahovac. Shoots it through the right side.
Gavin will leave for Blake Binderup will run for him. And Blake may go to first and Caden may swap sides of the infield. Here's Jace Laviolette. So a 3-for-4 night for Gavin Grahovac. Oh, you know, just your team leading 8th 3-hit game.
Something else, man.
Jace is 1 for 3. 2-run home run his last time up. On the outside corner for a strike by Ben Shoshan. 3 on the right side. Rank towards the line. Gallo, a step on the outfield grass. Shortstop Rydell to the right field side of second base. Fastball missed away. 1-1. Binderup, the pinch runner at first. Bell is at second. 1-1 to Jace Laviolette. Jack Ben Shoshan, the right-hander. The 1-1 home, swing and a miss at a change. 1-2.
This pitch right there shows you how tough changeups can be at times. I mean, that looked like center cut. I'm sure Jace's eyes got big and wide like a saucer.
1-2. Too high with a fastball, 2-2.
A guy that's hit 47 home runs in his career, he knows that when a pitch leaves a hand, that's a pitch I can do damage with. So I'm sure he saw that pitch for, 50 plus feet and going, I'm about to hit this ball on the Welborn Road.
2 on, 1 out, 2-2. High and away, 3-2.
Tell me about Oxford. What do you think of the ballpark?
Fan.
Do you like it?
I do.
How does it play? I know it's like 380 to center.
Yeah, I think it plays bigger than Alabama or Auburn, if you will. 3-2. Under the hands, Laviolette draws a walk. The bases are loaded for Braden Montgomery.
I thought Alex Boggs played pretty true last weekend.
I did too. That's Jack Bell. He's at third.
When the Aggies
Blake
went
Binderup is running for Gavin Grahovac at second, and Jace Laviolette is at first.
When the Aggies went to Oxford in 2022, I seem to remember playing it like the ball will fly out of the ballpark.
You mean with the mayor of Oxford, Dylan Rock? Someone changed the Wikipedia after that.
That was an all-time series and a couple of all-time moments for Rock there.
1-0, the count to Montgomery, 2 for 3. Homer in the first, a double in the fourth. 2 runs scored. High with a fastball. 74 driven in now, leads the SEC.
As expected, or as we talked about, Jackson Appel's night looks to be done. Max Coffer on deck. And it looks like Hank Bard is getting ready in the hole to hit for Hayden Schott.
2-0, the count to Montgomery. Bases loaded, 1 away.
Oh,
no. That missed the net going to the seats.
It did.
Boy, Braden just unleashes at the ball, doesn't he?
Man. I hope that didn't hit somebody.
2-1 to Montgomery. 10-1 Aggies, they're loaded with 1 out. 2-1 to Montgomery. Shot to first, gloved, going to second for 1. Rank return, covering is the pitcher. Ben Shoshan, Montgomery safe. RBI on the fielder's choice, 11-1 A&M.
And that ball was rifled by Braden Montgomery. Great play by Trayton Rank, and their Owls nearly turned a gem there. It's a really tough way to turn a double play. They nearly pulled it off, but what a great play by Rank, because if he doesn't stab that, Andrew, that may clear him down the right field line.
Here's Max Coffer for Jackson Appel.
Braid's hit the ball hard tonight, hadn't he?
Yes.
Even, the 2 ground balls.
Yeah.
The ground out to second baseman to start one of those innings was hit well. That was a rocket shot down the first baseline. Good to see.
Bell had scored. Binder up to third. Runners at the corners, 2 away for Max Coffer. Hitting for Jackson Appel, 0 for 1 Appel with 2 walks and his 10th stolen base. Coffer, slider outside corner at the knees. 0 and 1.
What do you got on the last at bat for Max Coffer? Do you have that? Putting you to work.
Sure.
I think that's my job, actually.
No. I have no problem doing it for you, Bronny. Air Force, 1 for 2. He caught that game. Another slider. This one stays up, 1 and 1.
Listen, man, I need help. I need help.
This isn't the first time nor the last I'm going to be hearing that. 1 and 1, the count to Coffer. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Ben Shoshon's pitch. Fastball too high.
Because listen, what happens if I say something that I don't know? I run the risk of being wrong twice in a day.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
Right.
Because we've already learned that on Tuesday, May 7th, Bronny was wrong. Montgomery at first. Binder up at third. 2 away. 2 and 1 to Coffer, hitting for Appel. That slider's over for a strike. It's 2 and 2.
We've had fun at the ballpark this year, haven't we?
Been a blast, Bronny.
I know.
From the atmospheres to what we've been able to watch, it's been a privilege to watch.
It's been
this
so
team.
much fun.
This ain't a one-off either.
Oh, we may get together in Hoover.
Oh, we're getting together in Hoover. 2-2. Down and away. Max takes it 3 and 2. You have to. I put your credentials in. You have to be there.
I know. I work for a guy that's got a weird-looking goatee. I just got to sort some things out with him.
Okay.
You know, Italian things maybe.
Totally understand that one.
So.
Full count. Montgomery will be off with the pitch. Binderup will watch from third. Coffer swing and a miss. Struck him out. So the Aggies strike for Luke Jackson. First pitch fastball. It's a strike. That was a bad time to get a waffle fry. That's all I can say. I'm still not finished with it. Luke pitched against Texas State back on April 2nd. That was his last time out. Bouncer, short, Camadillo, charge, field, throw, threw it away. I'm not bragging on him anymore.
No. I want to look because it looked like his vision may have been obstructed with the way he attacked that ball. Like he slow played it a little bit. Maybe he thought Jackson was going to reach back across his body. It should probably be an infield hit if I'm guessing. Just because of where it was. But it's a play Ollie certainly can make.
Devaney has the speed.
I don't think it was a clean transfer either. I think he got a late start on it off the bat. And then once he picked it, I think it was kind of bobbling in his bare hand.
First pitch to Ben Dukes. Slapped a single. Past Grahovac into left his first time up. I'm sorry, his last time up. He flied to Jace his first time up. 1-0. Another fastball by Luke Jackson is high. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, unfortunate for Luke Jackson there. You come right into the game, been your first time on the mound in a while. I think he was dealing with a little bit of a nagging injury that he had to work through.
Down and in, 3 balls and no strikes.
And you have a chance to get a quick out and on a soft hit ground. Rice has got 6 hits. How many of them have been hit really hard? The homer?
Yeah. Garza's home run. And Dukes, 1 pass Grahovac, 4-pitch walk. Really, that's been it. First and second, nobody out. For Luke Jackson, fastball 92-93, ride and run. Short, tight slider, changeup for Jackson. Redshirt freshman, Lake Travis High School. Talking to Luke this weekend at LSU. 2 on, nobody out for Trayton Rank. Slider is down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. His sister's coming here to play tennis.
Oh, cool. I mean, athletic family.
Absolutely. 1-0 the count to Rank, 0 for 2. First and second, nobody out. That fastball is a strike at the belt. 1-1.
And it's so difficult because, you know, that starting 9 for A&M has played so much together. And when you start inserting pieces here and there in a midweek, it's probably going to get a little clunky. just the game's not going to move as it once was.
The 1-1 hits Rank. Bases are loaded. Here comes Schloss. Three batters for Luke Jackson. I know he wanted to see Zane Bidmaev.
Yeah, and I think the frustration there will be
nobody out. For Rice's best hitter, Jack Rydell. Super strike thrower starts Rydell with a strike. 0-1. Devaney infield single. Dukes a walk. Rank hit by the pitch. 0-1. Rydell. Fastball at the knees for a strike. It's 0-2.
It's a really good job of receiving that pitch by Max Kaufer.
From the stretch near the third base side for Bidmaev, the 0-2 from the right-hander. Change is lifted to left field. Sorrell coming over. Dives! Oh, he did it again! What a catch by Caden Sorrell in left.
That closing speed is just remarkable. Off the bat, Andrew Monaco, I thought this was going to be down for extra bases. But you can watch Caden Sorrell track the ball flight here and almost speed up as he sees that ball tail away from him from Jack Rydell.
I think Schloss is going to appeal to third. It ends up being a sacrifice fly with Devaney scoring, and now Schloss to the mound. There's just something about Caden. You're right, that closing speed. The combination of the jump and that closing speed for that left fielder, he just makes play after play after play.
This is a pretty animated discussion going on in the mound. I'd be interested to see. I think what happened maybe was something got crossed up in terms of pitch call, because that was the first slider that he went to in that at bat, and he hung it on an 0-2 count to their best hitter. And if it's not for a great play in left field, that's going to be an extra base hit with nobody out and multiple RBIs for Rydell. And, Rice has got a long way to go, but that would be a big swing if they're going to get this thing going in the right direction.
First and second, one away after the catch by Sorrell. The sac fly for Rydell. First pitch fastball at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Pierce Gallo is the batter.
I mean, I'm at the point now with Caden Sorrell. Well, I'm thinking about SEC all-defensive team.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
You think about the plays he's made over the course of the year. Now, some of them were early, the catch in Arlington, the diving catch in Arlington. But how about the play against Mississippi State going over the rail?
Right.
How many times have we seen him make diving catches to both gaps?
Yep.
The play to lead off the game against Mississippi State where Lampkin had a sensational outing after that.
0-2 to Gallo. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on 3 pitches.
Yuck. That was a pretty disgusting slider. I mean, Gallo's a seasoned player. And watch what this slider does to him on the front side there. Just locks him up. He's trying to do anything he can to foul that pitch off and get to another one. And it just disappears on him.
2 down for Nathan Becker. Bounces away from Kaufer, no advance. It's 11-2 A&M. Sacrifice fly by Rydell.
And I'm telling you what, if that's all it is after this inning, where the Owls load the bases with nobody out and all they get across is 1, that's a pretty important data point for a midweek game this late in the season.
1-0. On the outside corner for a strike. One and one to Becker. 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. He singled, and that was the soft single over Camadeo.
That was on that 2-strike pitch off the plate. That was a beautiful piece of hitting.
First and second, 2 away. 2-1. The dirt blocked by Kaufer. 3-1. Dukes is the runner at second. Rank is the runner at first. 2 outs. A run in. 11-2 in the top of the 6th. Bidmaev comes set, comes home. 3-1. Fastball's first strike, check swing, but a called strike to Becker, 3-2. So the runners will be off with this pitch. Kaufer reminding the infield. Camadillo shaded up the middle. Kent about a couple of steps to his left. 3-2 to Nathan Becker. Dukes will be off from second, Rank from first. Bidmaiv comes set. 3-2 home. He inside out swings that towards the Aggie dugout, third base side. Everybody heads back.
Something I said about Max Kaufer when he came here last year as a should-be high school senior. I love the way he interacts with his teammates, his pitchers in the game of baseball. If you're a young catcher, watch how he just commands the game in the infield.
Pitch is low, ball 4.
I mean, he's always in conversation. He's given good body language to his pitcher. We saw it a ton last year down the stretch as he got more comfortable. And he's had this year to sit and kind of watch Jackson Appel do it. And every catcher has their own kind of routine and how they want to interact with their guys. Some of them would rather talk a lot more in the dugout about things. Some guys are very boisterous, loud with their mouth. Other guys are loud with their mannerisms. Max is a big-time mannerisms, body language type of guy behind the dish.
Bases loaded, 2 away. First pitch fastball is a strike, 0-1.
And you see it there. He just receives the fastball for a strike. What does he do? He peeks out just to see where that runner's at third. Is this something I'm going to have a chance to throw behind? We're looking for outs in a bases loaded situation.
With 2 away, 0-1 to McDonald. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, Max had his final. He had the econ final and business major, and he said, I'm 98% sure I got the grade I needed to pass.
Good odds for a baseball player.
Yep, 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. Rice has the bases loaded once again, this time with 2 away. A run is in, it's 11-2. Texas A&M, we're in the top of the 6th. Zane Bidmaiv. 1-2 the count to Kite McDonald. The 1-2 home. Down and away, 2-2. Yeah, Max was 17 when he played, and I asked him, I said, you got here early enrollee. It was like a crash course in catching everybody that fall,
yeah.
His first fall. Bases loaded, 2 away, 2-2. Down low, now the count's full.
Yeah, Zane has struggled these last 2 hitters to just find a put-away pitch. Got ahead of both. Here comes Kaufer again, out to talk to tell his infield ball's got to go across here. Runners are moving with the pitch. Any ground ball's got to be thrown to first.
Becker from first, Rank from second, Dukes from third. On this 3-2. Grounded to third, there's Kent. To first he goes. Binder up with the pick. Just 1 run, Bronny. Bases loaded, nobody.
Sensational this year, but we've also seen him, against Georgia, get turned around a couple times for some home runs. So it's one thing to just throw hard, but what else is it doing?
Right.
What do the swings look like against you? That's a better indicator of the stuff than just the radar gun.
Hank Bard, pinch hitting for Hayden Schott. Bard fouls off the first pitch.
There are a lot of guys that throw 96, 97, 98 that wish they had Evan Oschenbeck's numbers.
Correct. Always from the stretch for Melvin. You're the first base side of the rubber. Bard at 242. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Melvin, I'm going to really show my age here. Ready? Melvin losing that cap. That's Jim Bouton, who I never watched pitch with the Yankees, but it's one of my all-time favorite books, Ball 4. 1-1 to Hank. Down and in. Skips away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, he's bending over and picking that hat up every time, and it won't be long before section 202 and 203 are going to let him know about it.
2-1 the count to Bard, hitting for Schott. That's off the mitt of Eric Anderson to the backstop. It's 3-1.
Those folks in the 12th man of the second deck on the first base side, they don't need any ammunition.
No. 3-1. Inside a 5-pitch walk to Bard, leading off the 6th.
Melvin's a big, good-looking kid, 6'4", 205 pounds, out of Austin Anderson High School, true freshman. Obviously got a big arm, but that's just
Justin Vasas comes on for Ali Camarillo.
my first time to really watch him pitch, but he sprays the ball everywhere, and there's kind of arms and legs flying all over the place. I would imagine that getting him just honed in and tightened up will be the #1 job of Jose Cruz Jr. and the Owl pitching staff.
Get him one of those trucker caps with the plastic in the back and tighten it just one more notch. Want to know the count to Vasas. Leadoff walk to Bard. Fastball. At the belt on the outside corner, 1-1. Either he got sized for that cap when he had more hair, or the head jerks as he throws.
Yeah, it's a lot of movement, right?
Yeah. Fix your hat. There you go, Bronny. 1-1. Fouled at the plate. It stayed on. That's what they're cheering. All season they've been here. Midweek, weekend, scrimmage.
And engaged.
Big difference. 1-2 to Vasas. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And now Jet Johnston will bat for Caden Sorrell.
This is another one that I'm really intrigued with what he turns into in his career at Texas A&M. Two-way player with a big arm on the mound, but we saw him a lot in the fall just light up the exit velo stuff.
Fastball low and away.
And there was
no strikes.
There was a stretch kind of later in the fall where there were some real conversations being had about this kid potentially being like an everyday DH type of player, because when he hit the ball, it was just he's impacting it so hard. And it's a freshman, and you go through ups and downs, and you don't know when the light's ever going to come on for a guy.
Yanks that pitch. Good job by Anderson keeping that
block
by Home. Keeps Bard at first.
It's obviously you don't get to work through much stuff with a lineup like this, and you're coming off the bench in midweeks. But this is a kid that if you give him the volume of at-bats, I think over the course of his career, he could turn into a big-time extra base home run threat.
What Schloss always says is, does a player have enough patience to be Wyatt Langford? Right?
Yeah. Do you have
four at-bats as a freshman?
The hardest thing for coaches to do is just play a couple of freshmen. You either want to play none of them or you want to play all of them, right?
That's what he always said. Yeah,
but,
because when you're playing one or two and they don't have a good weekend, the other freshmen going, I could do that.
Right. And it's hard. It's so hard for these kids and even their inner circle, their parents, and I'm not faulting anybody.
No.
But it's hard to look and say he's not ready yet. But you have to trust the guys in the dugout that have seen so much and experienced so much in this game that they're not going to be making decisions in the worst interest of a player.
Right.
So there's a progression that you need to go through. Look at the player that Caden Sorrell is right now from what he was 2 months ago.
Pushes Jet Johnston off the plate. It's 3-0. He's not the same player.
Not even close.
No.
And there's how many people across the country walk into Power 5 programs and do what Jace Lavalette and Gavin Grahovic have done as true freshmen, or Braden Montgomery, what he did at Stanford. It doesn't happen.
3-0. 4-pitch walk to Jet Johnston.
Those guys are unicorns.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But in the defense of the other players, Jack Bell grew up playing travel ball with Jace Lavalette in the same organization. Caden Sorrell grew up playing with some of these guys that are going across the country, maybe a little bit older than him and having impact freshman seasons. But so it's hard for them to look at it and say, oh, I can do exactly that. It's not that easy.
Jack Bell.
Ooh.
That hit him on the back foot. The bases are loaded. The ratio of non-strikes to fallen cap is almost 1-to-1.
Well, the one at bat to Vaza is where he kept it on. He diced.
Yeah.
Fastball for a strike, wipeout slider.
About a 3 from UAB. They suffered really through that long losing streak at the end of March to April. They dropped 9 in a row. Three one-run losses in that stretch and a 2-run loss in that stretch.
Well, and they get Lamar coming to their place tomorrow, and I'm telling you what, you're looking at postseason stuff right now. It's hard for me to look at the body of work that Will Davis's Cardinals have put together and not go, I think they're in as an at-large bid as long as nothing crazy happens down the stretch. They got less than 10 losses on the season. Their RPI's in the top 30 or top 40. Like, those boys from Beaumont may end up in the tournament without winning the Southland Conference tournament. Now, I'm sure that Will Davis is going, we better win that Southland tournament just to make sure we get into the big dance.
But I like your point when we were talking about this. Going to Oklahoma was the eye-opener.
Oh, yeah.
And they've done nothing to disappoint since then.
Nope.
Right?
It
almost made you look at the schedule more and the results more.
Yeah, and when they came here early in the season, obviously it's hard to judge anything off a midweek game. But they look to me like a group of players whose sum far outweighs the individual parts. And those type of teams like we saw in 2022 at Texas A&M, how much fun are those teams to probably coach, be in the dugout with, but also follow and watch? Like that, they're going to end up somewhere, and it could be just as easily right here at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a tough out. I promise you that.
Yeah. So Rayom inherits not just the bases loaded, but the ball 6 chant. Caden Kent, bases loaded. The last time he was up with the bases loaded, he had a grand slam. It's a pinch grand slam. Baton Rouge. Way outside. The right-hander Rayom. Also his 3rd appearance. No runs, a hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts in an inning. First base side of the rubber. Bases loaded, 1 away, 1-0. Down and away, 2-0 the counts.
Ray Hume's probably going to Melvin, hey, thanks, dude. Like, you put me into a pretty big pickle here just in the situation. Now you hand me the 12th man as well.
Yeah. 2-0. Seriously, where else would you rather be on a Tuesday? 3-0 to Kent with the bases loaded, 1 away. There's a reason why Jack Buck called it an automatic. 3-1.
Little mercy shown by Doug Williams. Oh, that's pretty close.
1-2. Excuse me, 1 for 2 is Caden Kent. Bases loaded, 3 balls, 1 strike to count to him. With 1 away, pitch. Outside, ball 4, bases loaded, walk. Caden's 2nd RBI of the game. As Hank Bard comes home. It's 12-2 A&M. To 3rd goes Johnston. To 2nd goes Bell. Blake Binderup will bat for the first time. Came in to run for Gavin Grahovac in the 2-run 5th. Aggies have failed to score in just the 3rd. Bases loaded. 1 away. Skips away from Anderson, no advance. The last time Binderup was up with the bases loaded, he went down the right field line, 1 hop off the wall for an RBI. He had 2 hits on Sunday. 2 for 3. It was Blake Binderup.
And I thought, judging from my TV screen, and it's really tough to do, but I thought we finally saw the look on Blake's face change a little bit. Like he had a big exhale and said, okay, I'm okay. I can do this. Let's go.
Up and in to the 6-6 Binderup, 2-0.
He's another one. You know, just stick around and keep developing. You put the pitching glove up finally this season and had a fantastic fall, and things didn't go the way you wanted to the spring. Remember, when they ran out there the opening day against McNeese, he was your opening day starter at first base because of the fall and preseason he put together. And you look at the kid and you go, okay, he certainly looks the part. And we know he's got the tool set in there. He's the leading hitter they had during the fall on this team that includes Lavalette, Montgomery, Grahovic.
Right.
So, you know, is he willing to just go out next summer again and play and get all these at-bats under his belt and just keep developing? And if he does, he could be another key cog in next year's order.
2-0 to him with the bases loaded, one away. Fouled in and out of the mid of Anderson.
And that swing right there will play.
Yeah.
I know he fouled it straight back, but man, that was the quickest turn I've seen Blake Binderup have in a while.
Schloss mentioned that he thought he injured his hand. Blake didn't tell anybody, and they finally got that cleared up. 2-1 the count to Binderup. Bases loaded, one away. 12-2 Aggies in the 6th. Up and in, 3-1 to Blake Binderup.
And can I tell you something? It's really hard to stand in the box in these scenarios with the way the game is played out in this scenario, and you're coming off the bench and getting, you know, some of these opportunities that have been few or far between for some of these guys, and take.
Yes.
It is really hard to do.
3-1. Ball 4. Bases loaded, walk to Binderup. It's 13-2.
I got no idea if we're playing a run rule. I guess we'll know after this half inning if they fire up the war hymn. But I would think that with Rice having another one tomorrow night, and they got to get on the bus and go back to Houston, that I would imagine that it's in play.
Jet Johnston comes home. 13-2 A&M. Here's Jace Laviolette. 1 for 3 officially. The 2-run home run in the 4th. His 26th. There is a run rule. Fastball a strike on the outer half. 0-1. Kyle Stafford just texted.
Thank you, Kyle, for listening.
He just didn't want Brawny to be wrong. That's what it is. Bases loaded, one away, 0-1. Check swing down and in, 2-1-1.
I told you, man.
Once is enough.
I need help.
Binderup drew a walk with the bases loaded. He's at first. Caden Kent did the same thing. He's at second. Jack Bell is at third. He was hit by a pitch. The 1-1 to Jace. Missed off the plate. 2-1. That's the defensive alignment for Rice with Threy on the right side. The shortstop, Jack Rydell, to the right of second base. Gallo in between. The first baseman, Rank, is deep, playing behind Binderup. 2-1, the count to Laviolette. Pitch. Check swing up high. 3-1 to Jace.
If this is a fastball anywhere close, I think goal 1-7 is going to come out of it right here.
Tied with John Byington, 47 career homers. 3-1. High and away, ball 4. Bases loaded, walk. Third RBI of the game for Jace. It's 14-2. Jack Bell crosses the plates.
And I've been told that the action in the Rice bullpen is actually a position player warming. Hey, look, they're coming off a series at Charlotte, conference series where they were able to play well and win and really fire their bullets on Sunday to avoid a road sweep. And then you come back, and I'm sure you get back to Houston late, turn around and come to College Station in the midweek and have to go back and play again tomorrow. That's a lot of innings for Jose Cruz Jr. to manage over the course of 5 days.
That's catcher Landon West. Here's Braden Montgomery. Fastball at the knees for a strike. Homered in the first, doubled in the fourth. RBI on a fielder's choice in the fifth. Missed away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's got to be tough on the Rice defenders to sit there and try to play defense and be mentally hooked up every pitch. You know, when this has happened on the pitcher's mound, coaches say, bad energy rolls downhill. There's only one of those hills on the field, right? So if it's bad on top of the pitcher's mound, it often trickles down to what's happening around it.
2-1. The count to Braden Montgomery.
I can't honestly. I think was Bender up was the last time that an Aggie swung a bat.
Yeah. 2 driven in for Braden. Now 75 RBIs this season. 2-1. Down low. 3-1.
Did Caden Kent swing in his at bat? That was a ball 5 chant, right? So not only has he walked everybody on base and walked in a couple of runs, but he's not even getting swings. And so you're playing defense behind this and going, come on, man, like, just get me something to be engaged about.
3-1 to Montgomery. High ball 4, another bases loaded walk. 3rd RBI for Montgomery. Crossing the plates is Caden Kent. It's 15-2. Max Coffer. 9th to come to the plate in this inning. The bases are still loaded with 1 away. 6th walk of the inning. 4th consecutive walk. 6 walks, a hit batter. The only out is a strikeout. 1 down, bases loaded, pitch to Coffer. Over for a strike. Matthew Rayome.
There's not been a ball put in play this inning, has there?
No, because Vasas struck out. Bases loaded, 1 away. 0-1 to Coffer. Takes down low, 1-1.
That's something you could take out of the inning. Hey, they didn't put anything in play off of us. Come on, man. It's 15-2. Trying to kill some time, Monaco.
4 here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 to Coffer, the pitch. Way outside, 2-1 to Max with the bases loaded, 1 away. And to the mound it goes Eric Anderson.
I was told that Texas Aggie defensive end Nick Scorton was in the house tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? It's only fair that Schloss tries to get him to play baseball. Elko was talking to Laviolette in the Vanderbilt series. I didn't realize the tampering was going to be in the athletic department.
File a complaint to Trev Alberts. Mr. Elko, keep your filthy paws off our center fielder.
2-1 to Coffer, the pitch. Up and in. It is 3-1 to Max. Montgomery at first, Laviolette at second. Binderup is at third, with 1 away and a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Max Coffer. 3-1 from Rayome. Inside ball 4, bases loaded walk for Max. It's 16-2. Max to first as Binderup scores.
One more thing before we return to play. You'd be undefeated against the other teams in the state of Texas,
Correct.
which I think is going to look really
Correct.
good on a recruiting pitch, right?
Absolutely. Here's Hank Bard, who started this inning with a walk.
Imagine that.
Pinch hitting for Hayden Schott. Bases loaded, 1 away for West. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Backup catcher, J.P. Heath, 16th year doing Rice Owl baseball. So he's always texting me what the pitcher throws. He said he's never pitched before. 1-1. To second base, fielded by Gallo. To Rydell, 1. Picked at first by Rank. The inning-ending double play.
I thought it was kind of an important outing for him, coming in with a bases-loaded situation, limit the damage to 1 run.
Here's Eric Anderson. First pitch swinging. That's out of play on the left side. for Eldridge Armstrong, the third. Big riding fastball in the low 90s. Slider, low 80s. He throws a palm ball. Talk about throwback.
Old school.
Yes, it is. Anderson from the left side against the righty. Eldridge Armstrong, the third, fouled out of play once again to the left side. Anderson is 1 for 10 this season. Eldridge Armstrong, the third, first base side of the rubber. And he sends an 0-2 home. Fouled out of play once again, left side. Armstrong pitched at San Diego State.
It's good to see him come in and first appearance in a while, as you mentioned, and aggressive attack in the strike zone. These are important auditions here as these rosters look to get expanded to postseason play. And Eldridge, as you pointed out before the broadcast started, did travel to Baton Rouge.
Yes, he did. Rhode Island and Sam Houston are his previous 2 appearances. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Third strikeout as an Aggie. Anderson retired, 1 down here at the top of the 7th.
Right back to the heater, elevates, gets a swing through. Good late life, good ride.
Tobias Motley, the batter.
If with a right-handed hitter in the box now, he's able to work on some of that slider stuff.
Infield, outfield, straight away. Swing and a miss. There it is,
Yeah, right on cue. And again, he had a little stretch there whenever he's made some of these brief cameos where it's big stuff, and there's no denying what it looks like coming out of his hand.
Down and in, 1-1.
I think one of the things that's probably held him back is just being able to consistently replicate those results within the strike zone. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
Again, we talked about on the hitting side earlier how all their stuff they do during the week is tracked. And
1-1 is hit well to left field. And Motley with a home run, his third of the year. He turns on that one and makes it 16-3.
That's an outstanding swing by Tobias Motley. Turns around a 93-mile-an-hour heater. Looked like it was just about center cut, and he did not miss it. Lit the no-doubter, peppered it off the scoreboard in left center.
Good looking swing.
Very good looking swing.
Motley's third. Second of the game for Rice.
Yeah, center cut heater, and he does not miss it.
Someone's going to feel good on that bus ride back. I know he's going to hate that his team lost. It's going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it's for a freshman and from the Houston area to
Yep.
come into Bluebell Park and do that. It's a memory he'll have for a lifetime.
Jacob Devaney, the batter, 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the 6th. He lifts a foul out of play left side. Kent giving chase. Also chasing with him is Jack Bell, who's playing shortstop. Justin Vassis is at second. And Blake Binderup at first for the Aggies. Devaney, 1 for 3. He's now hit 9 of 11. And he's reached in 20 of his last 21 games. 1-1. Missed down with a slider. 2-1. He is 10 for his last 29. And in the last 6 games, 4 of them have been multi-hit games. Fastball away, 3-1. 16-3, Eldridge Armstrong and the Aggies have the lead here at the top of the 7th. The home run by Tobias Motley, giving Rice its most recent run. 3-1, 1 down, base is empty. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball, Vassis charges at second. Fields and throws 2 away.
Good job by Vazos. Want to catch that ball in the big hop if you can, but also if you can't, you get close enough to it to where you pick the short one easy. And retires Devaney, and now the Owls down to their final out.
1 for 2 is Ben Dukes. 2 away, bases empty, 16-3 here in the 7th. It's a slider for a strike. It's 0-1.
A couple of those sliders so far tonight from Eldridge have been Good looking shape on him. 86 to 89 with, throws it hard.
0-1. Missed away. Not by much, 1-1. Vasas deep at second. Just a step on the outfield grass. Bell the same at short, and they'll both charge on the 1-1. Fastball at the knees on the outside corner. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Ben Dukes. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. 16-3 A&M. The pitch. Bounces up there.
That looked like a changeup. First one of those we've seen. Maybe
That
palm
palm
ball.
ball?
Yeah.
2-2 to Ben Dukes. Bases are empty with 2 away. Armstrong the right-hander, Dukes the left-hander. 2-2 from Eldridge. Fastball rides away. 3-2. Now a full count to Dukes. Armstrong comes set, first base side of the rubber. Sends a 3-2 home. Got him, swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Aggies run Rule Rice by a final of 16-3.
One more thing before we return to play. You'd be undefeated against the other teams in the state of Texas,
Correct.
which I think is going to look really
Correct.
good on a recruiting pitch, right?
Absolutely. Here's Hank Bard, who started this inning with a walk.
Imagine that.
Pinch hitting for Hayden Schott. Bases loaded, one away for West. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Backup catcher, J.P. Heath, 16th year doing Rice Owl baseball. So he's always texting me what the pitcher throws. He said he's never pitched before. 1-1. To second base, fielded by Gallo. To Rydell, 1. Picked at first by Rank. The inning-ending double play.